All right. Please keep my eyes on the road. What is that? Salvatore. We're doing a one from home. I am going to do a dog walk live after I've had dinner. I'm on a mission today to get these 3 lives done. I got a feeling we're going to have to do this Priscilla Bad Nueheim interview that we are disgusted that it's even happening. In 2 parts. I got a feeling we're going to have to do it in 2 parts. Obviously, when I finish here, I'm going to go for a run and stuff and walk the dogs, loosen my body up because I've been sat down for hours. So, guys. So I've been chatting away with one of our subscribers. I send you love. I send you love to the subscriber I've just been chatting with. I send you love. Yeah. My thoughts are with you always, of course, and I have a massive amount of respect for you. I always have, always will. And right, now I haven't watched all of this. I've watched bits of it. A lot of you have been talking about it to me. I've had loads of you ask me to cover this. It's 25 minutes long, but by the time we critique it and break it down, hi Michelle, how are you? By the time we critique it and break it down, it's going to take longer, so we might have to do this in 2 sections. I haven't listened to this properly. I've just clipped through it. Now I'm going to tell you my views straight away. This is part 3 of our live streams this morning. Defending Elvis, defending Lisa Marie and the bloodline. Quite serious live streams. You guys have been very kind to me. Quite a few of you got me a coffee. Anyone wants to get me a coffee, thank you so much. Now, this should not be happening. This is my opinion at defending Elvis Presley. Oh, thanks, Michelle. At defending Elvis Presley, we are gutted this is happening. I think this is why Presley Mania Rhonda made her video. She's gutted this is happening. This whole situation with the statue that moves, that Priscilla cuddles the statue that moves, the statue cuddles her back, is a joke. It is a joke. I don't even know the right word to use. Priscilla acting like Elvis is actually still alive, cuddling Elvis alive. That's how ridiculous it is. Priscilla being treated like she is Elvis. She's going to Germany to trace her footsteps of a marriage that she betrayed more than once. And she has ripped off and damaged Elvis for 50 years. More. She has tried to act like Elvis's wife for more than 50 years. Even though they split up and walked over around 1971, the second time she was unfaithful, secretly for a year with Mike Stone, the karate champion. That relationship went on for nearly 4.5 years. By the way, when she met Mike Stone, he was married, she was pregnant, Frances Stone was pregnant, and they had a small girl, and Priscilla took Lisa Marie away from her father. A lot of damage had been done. Priscilla had even befriended Mike Stone's wife. The whole thing is a joke. When we go through history and understand what really went on with Priscilla and Elvis, if we include the divorce settlements and the disgusting way that poor Lisa Marie was treated and abused. Remember, Lisa Marie was abused at the hands of Priscilla. Yes, it was Michael Edwards, allegedly, who did it, but Priscilla was the parent that was there to protect Lisa. Priscilla Presley, if you ever watch my show, you did not protect Lisa. When you decided to go and bonk Mike Stone, the karate champion, and drag Lisa away from her home and father, just because you wanted sex, success, power, men, money, fame, the one who was damaged the most was Lisa Marie, and you're never going to get away from it. No matter how you try and trick and con the public and brainwash them, this book says it all. You didn't want her. You told her you didn't want her, Lisa Marie. Priscilla has said she was abused by Michael Edwards. Whether we can prove it or not, she said it. You won't undo that. Her words, her tapes. Riley Keough finished this book with pride. This book, Michael Edwards' book, clearly admits the wrongdoing. Clearly admits it. Michael Edwards, in this book, you admitted abusing Lisa Marie. We want justice for Lisa Marie. We can't prove it. We have to say it's alleged. Priscilla, this happened whilst you were responsible for Lisa. There's no getting away from it. We can go down a different road. We can talk about Scientology. We can talk about many other things. You were the responsible parent for Lisa Marie. She was being abused during a relationship that went on for 4, 5, 6, 7 years. We don't know how long the abuse carried on for, but you were the parent in charge. You were supposed to protect Lisa, and you didn't. You didn't. And it's so obvious that Lisa Marie could never get it out of her mind because she puts it on her tapes for her last book that Riley finished. So she obviously felt damaged for the whole of her life that had happened to her from Michael Edwards. You know, the guy off Terminator, the male model. We have to say it's alleged for entertainment purposes, but come on, you were the parent. So why people are treating Priscilla like she has done no wrong, like she is Elvis, like Elvis is the love of her life, like the love of Elvis's life was Priscilla, is beyond me. It's crazy. It's crazy. The world's gone mad. It makes no sense. To you people out there that are cheering and applauding Priscilla in Germany, knowing what I know, knowing what we know at Team Elvis, I'm disgusted by it. You're supposed to be Elvis fans. You're not Priscilla fans. You're Elvis fans that then liked Priscilla. It's a shame. Shame on you people that can't defend Elvis, that stand by Priscilla, knowing that all of the information is out there of the wrongdoing of Priscilla towards Elvis and towards Lisa and Riley and the grandkids. They've all been, in one form or another, they have been trashed by Priscilla's behaviour. Money is being taken out of the grandkids' pocket. They're just 16 years old by Priscilla as we speak. It's disgusting and it's wrong. Right, let's play this interview. We're going to critique it together. So thank you. This is part 3. Please go and watch part 1 and part 2. Presley Mania. Rhonda was fantastic. We've reviewed her show that she did last night. Please watch Rhonda. Please subscribe to Rhonda. Her show is super fantastic. Right, here goes, guys. Hi, Carolyn. Right. I have not listened to this. I've only listened to bits. So this is my first time as well. Right. Actually, I want to give this guy a shout out because it's his video. We're just reviewing it. It's called David's Elvis World. Please subscribe to this man. It's his video. We're just going to review it. He seems like a brilliant guy. Okay, guys?
Hi, my friends. We are here at the Goethestrasse 15, the Goethestrasse 14, the house where Elvis met Priscilla, and my very dear, nice, lovely wife gave me a ticket to go see Priscilla, an evening with Priscilla yesterday. And well, my findings about that show was a bit long, 2 hours and a quarter or something like that. It was very good. 90% I would agree with, I would say. And so all in all, it was a good show. Just an interview. Of course, she makes her part in the story a little more, how should I say it, important than Elvis's part. Elvis's part in the ending of the marriage, well, she didn't say much about her part in the ending of the marriage, but okay, there are haters of Priscilla. I'm not one of them. I'm not particularly a fan either, but I understand the history there. Of course, she was the only wife Elvis ever had. She was the mother of his only child, Lisa Marie, who passed away in 2022. Well, I made a video, although we were not.
So I'm just quickly telling everyone. Now, I can tell he's not a Priscilla fan, but I do think he sits on the fence a bit, Dave. Just my opinions, guy. I respect you. Thank you for that we're going to be using your video. I just want to say that I keep hearing this thing that, of course, she was the only person Elvis married. She was the only person Elvis had a child with. I don't care. I don't care. That's irrelevant to me. It doesn't mean that maybe we're wrong about Priscilla. It doesn't mean that we're wrong about Priscilla. She has used and abused him and damaged his image and reputation for 50 years or more. She was also unfaithful. She ripped him off in the divorce settlements. She did not save Graceland. It was not her idea to open the Living Museum. She ripped off her daughter Lisa Marie, and she is ripping off Riley and Finley and Harper as well. So I don't care if she married Elvis. I don't care if she was the only one that Elvis had a child with. She is in the wrong. In the wrong. The public are being scammed and ripped off and brainwashed and lied to. Let's keep going, guys.
Allowed to film it, but I did it anyway. You know me. I'm a son of a something, and so I'll show you the film. I didn't film it all the way through, but I managed to film most of it. So, well, if you enjoy it, enjoy it. If you don't like Priscilla, well, watch it anyway. Hey, see you at the next one.
So just on that comment, I don't hate her because I'm a nice person. I've got a good heart. I'm a caring, loving person. I'm a forgiving person. But I am going to defend Elvis. I am going to expose Priscilla's wrongdoing. I'm going to defend Riley, Finley, Harper. I'm going to defend Lisa Marie. So this isn't done from hate. This is done from truth. We want the truth out there so the world knows and understands the truth, because Elvis can't defend himself. No hate. No hate.
Enjoy.
Welcome on stage. And here she is, Priscilla Presley.
Right, I'm going to rewind that just a little bit. Now remember, I keep saying this, guys. Why is Priscilla being treated like Elvis? Why does Priscilla, wherever she goes, it doesn't have to be in Germany, get cheered and applauded, even standing ovations? She divorced him. She was unfaithful to him. She ripped him off financially in 2 divorce settlements. She abused and abandoned her daughter, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes. Her daughter was abused by Priscilla's boyfriend, whilst Priscilla was responsible for Lisa. When I say abused her daughter, I mean put her into Scientology, sent her off to summer camps, left her alone with Michael Edwards, dragged her away from her father and forced her to live with Mike Stone, the karate champion. Now let's watch how this crowd here, obviously Priscilla fans, these people have become Priscilla fans. They're not Elvis fans anymore. They're Priscilla fans. Now let's watch how she is treated by... Now remember, she divorced him. She's done some serious damage. She demanded the divorce even though Elvis made it official. She's been unfaithful many times. She has lived with other men her whole life. She has claimed to be a victim, that Elvis mistreated her, that she was a prisoner in Graceland, that she hated her life. 50 years later, she is saying He's the love of her life. She wants to be buried next to him. And she wants to be treated now in Germany as his wife, even though she was his divorcee that wrote a book that partly trashed him. This book has done a lot of damage to Elvis. She's done many interviews that trashes Elvis. She's even done interviews that make Lisa Marie look bad as well. So why is Priscilla being treated like this?
Stage. And here she is, Priscilla Presley.
Thank you so much. Let me cry.
So that was a 30-second round of applause. Okay, guys. She's going to get all emotional now. Now, does that make any sense? They divorced. Game over. Fini. Divorced. We know all the damage that has happened since the divorce. With money, with Lisa, with Riley, with Finley, with Harper. At the hand, Elvis Presley Enterprises, gone. 85%. The damage to Elvis's image and reputation from interviews that she has been given for the last 40 to 50 years. Some of these interviews were disgusting. Why is this woman being treated as if they were still together when Elvis died? Why is this woman being treated as if she is Elvis Presley? She's the new Elvis Presley. Knowing what we know of what's happened in the last 50 years. She even went through periods in her life when she was with Marco Garibaldi, where she tried to distance any recollection of Elvis, even removing any pictures of Elvis from her office. Have any of you seen that interview? She hides that she was with Elvis. When she was using it, when she was, how can I say it? When Navarone was born. She didn't want him to have to see pictures of her and Elvis, so she removed them all. So if you listen, they're all shouting out to her like she's the Queen of England, the Queen of America, the Queen of Graceland.
What did you say?
I think you love her, that's what you said? I'm not married. It's very dear to me to be here, to be honest. I haven't been here in a while, and it brings back so many memories, truly. I mean...
And P.S., they didn't let me in the house. They did not let me in the house. Does the world know this?
Really good memories. Of course, everybody knows I met Elvis here. We went by the house and I met him.
Everybody knows I met Elvis here. Remember, there could be an alternate reality. Cary Grant, sex for favours. It's not straightforward how she met him, why she met him, what went on before she met him.
Yesterday or day before, and she still won't let me in.
So Deborah says, I would stand up and scream the question, why didn't you protect your daughter? Yeah, look, she is still putting herself out there. I'm not married, I'm single.
I said earlier, it brings back so many memories.
Linda says, flirting as usual.
There's so many shops that we went into, of course, all loved Elvis.
Carolyn says, power and money.
Everyone here loves him, embraces him, and it just it's very dear to my heart that he was so accepted here, and his time here was, you know, he was still in the military, and he.
Now, this is what I noticed about the Priscilla interviews. She tells the same old story that we've all heard before. Most of what she says, we've heard it all before in different interviews, different personal appearances. We just keep hearing it again and again and again. In other words, give me money. Give me money. Priscilla is there for money. Every person in the audience paid to be there. It wouldn't even surprise me if she was even paid by the people that have organized these events. She probably gets a lump sum up front and money from the people that buy tickets. It's all money making. Remember that. She's nearly 80. It's all about money from the Presley name.
He even, you know, that to even love it very much. And we were hoping one day we could come back together. Unfortunately, that never happened, but it would have been great. And I told him that I miss my friends.
Did I get that right? She said that we were hoping we could come back together to Germany. Is that true? She's talking about Elvis, yeah? Did I hear that right? I want to rewind it a bit. Hang on, let me just get that bit. Let's have a listen.
Love it very much. And we were hoping one day we could come back together. Unfortunately, that never happened.
Yeah, is that for serious? Is that serious? Honestly, guys, I've never heard that before, ever. Has anyone here ever heard that Elvis and Priscilla were hoping one day they would go back to Germany together? So I've never heard that.
But it would have been great. And I told him that I miss my friends. I don't have any friends. It's all new to me. And he said, you know, do you like Elvis Presley? And I looked at him and I said, yes.
So obviously she's talking about Cary Grant. We have a different version.
You know, who doesn't? He said, well, my wife and I go there every Saturday night and hang out with him and his friends. Would you like to join us? And I listened to this and I'm going, oh boy, my father and my mother are never going to let me do this.
So again, I'm butting in, but we don't really know that's what went on. The Child Bride book says it was all pre-planned. So
I did have the nerve to ask my mother. I said, Mom, I have an invitation to go meet Elvis.
I just want to read Sean's comment. Hi, Sean at Sundowners. Elvis did not have good memories of Germany. He was miserable in the army and mourning the loss of his mum. He told Rev West repeatedly that he hated it there due to the military side. Thank you, Sean.
On Saturday night, you know, his father is there, his grandmother is there, and his friends are there, and, you know, you think it would be okay? And that's when she said, I had to talk to my father. And I did, and at first, no.
It's funny she just said all that, but she gives the impression, oh, Elvis was really lonely in Germany. Elvis was surrounded with people and family. He wasn't stuck in a house on his own, all alone, waiting for Priscilla to come along.
It wasn't going to happen. No way. My mother said, I will not let you walk across the street to see that man.
Even that, we don't know if that happens. I've never actually heard her say that before.
Yes, I had a little time with Elvis because his time was up being here, and he had to go back, wanted very badly to get back into films, get back to the States so he could continue with his life. He thought maybe everyone would forget him, everybody in the States would forget him because...
Remember, guys, she keeps saying the same old story, keeps repeating the same thing.
For 2 years, you know, he was here, and also doing other things too before he even got here, which took time away. So he thought, I won't have a...
Yeah, so Sean says, Elvis was so lonely that he went to Paris for a legendary trip and partied with friends, with girls for 2 weeks. There we go. Michelle, Elvis had a great time in Paris. He went there 3 times. Guys, I've read this book. Yeah, obviously Anita Wood's book. Yeah, written by her daughter Juanita. And trust me, Elvis was having fun in Germany. Up to 4 different girlfriends. He was having the time of his life. I don't like to say it because obviously I feel sorry for Anita, but Elvis didn't really want Anita to come over. He did at first, but eventually, as he got used to living there in Germany, he was enjoying his freedom, guys. He was enjoying his freedom. He loved the ladies. He wasn't ready to settle down. Priscilla was not the only girl that he became friends with in Germany.
Career, I don't know what I'm going to be doing. This is all I know, is to sing. And he didn't want to go back, you know, selling papers or, you know, doing something that he didn't want to do. So he was very, very, very concerned about how he'd be taken coming back to the States. Now we have Fabian. Now we have...
So, you know, we've heard all this before, haven't we? Elvis was insecure about his career. Would he be forgotten? He was worried about how good his movies could be because he had high expectations. He wanted to be a credible actor like Marlon Brando and James Dean, etc. He was worried about the future, of course. We know that Colonel Tom Parker was keeping him up there. But remember, I still say, we keep hearing this version of it. This is Priscilla's version. We actually don't know what Priscilla and Elvis spoke about. We don't know. We know Priscilla's version. We're not flies on the wall. We don't know what happened in the house in Germany between Priscilla and Elvis. We actually don't know how close they became. It's her version.
Ricky Nelson back in the day, and basically they loved Elvis so much they went out and started singing and becoming very famous. So
it's like Salvatore mentions the showgirls. One of the showgirls has been on our live stream. One of the showgirls joined our live stream.
Elvis thought there would be competition if he went back, what would be there for him.
The visit of President Eisenhower to West Germany. The event, the first and only news conference that the Army has permitted its best-known sergeant, Elvis Presley, to give.
Right, 1 second. So Sean says Elvis had a movie contract and 3 movies already lined up. I know that GI Blues was the first one, wasn't it, guys? He had some RCA Victor albums, Welcome Home Elvis type things. We know about the Frank Sinatra special he did coming back. The train journey is very well publicized on his way back from Germany. Obviously, he meets Nancy Sinatra. She has a gift from Frank, a silk shirt. Elvis became very good friends with Nancy, didn't he? Let's have a look. The Baz Luhrmann portrays Elvis as lonely as Priscilla comes along and saves him from loneliness. Yeah, the Baz Luhrmann says that. I don't think Elvis was lonely. I don't think so. I think there may have been an adjustment period where he went, he's living in Graceland. Suddenly he's in Germany. Obviously, he had basic training. He lost his poor mum, God rest her soul. But don't forget, I think I worked out the other day, he lost his mum a year before he met Priscilla. Priscilla will talk about Elvis. Oh, Elvis will talk to me about his mum and he was grieving. Yes, I know he was grieving. A year isn't very long to lose your mum. But Priscilla tries to talk about Gladys like he knew her, like she knew her. Priscilla gives the impression that her and Gladys knew each other, were close. This is all part of the con.
Just prior to his departure for the United States.
My point is, she never knew Gladys. She never met her.
It's been an all-around pretty good experience, you know. I mean, I'm glad it worked out as well as it has. Actually, I don't know. I hear the...
So, guys, I've only got 10 minutes. We're going to have to come back for a part 2, but it's okay.
The trend has changed. The music's changed, and actually, I don't know. I couldn't commit myself in saying that I'm going to be or that I'm not going to be. I don't know. All I can say is I'm going to try.
This is here in in Germany, right here at the airport.
I mean, to me, this is easy money for Priscilla. Oh, I'll just sit here, get paid loads of money. I'll look at some old footage of Elvis that we've all seen a billion times, and I'll just talk about it. Then I can walk out of here with my pockets full of money.
Eben hier aus Deutschland auf die Pressekonferenz, bevor geht. We have sound here. These are all the fans here looking over the press conference. All the press there, fans there. Elvis was quite nervous. Obviously, it's snowing.
She literally could say anything, couldn't she? And they will laugh. They literally worship her. It's crazy. All the damage she has done to Elvis and Lisa, even Riley, taking money out of Finley and Harper's pockets, and they're all laughing at anything she says. It's ridiculous. This woman who divorced Elvis nearly 5 years before he died, who then wrote a trash book 7 years after he died. It's just crazy. I don't understand it. It's madness.
And he was just a regular soldier. He wanted it that way. He didn't want anything that would make him be outside. He wanted to be inside with all the other soldiers and be part of them. Yes.
God, she just repeats all the stuff that we already know. You could read any book about Elvis, and everything she's saying now we've all heard 1,000 times. This is just about making money. Where I'd like to hear something we didn't know. I'd like to hear something new.
Special favors. Elvis war auch ein ganz einfacher Soldat hier, wollte hier auch keine Sonderbehandlung, wollte Teil sein der Armee und mit den anderen Soldaten.
Ich hätte eine Frage an Priscilla diesbezüglich.
You know what goes through my mind, guys? What would Elvis think that this woman in 2025 can sit there speaking on behalf of him? Because obviously this is lovely footage of Elvis back in Germany in 59. Could be some of it, could be earlier, couldn't it? What would he think? Wouldn't he think, what is my divorcee doing, spending 50 years talking about me after the way she treated me, after how unfaithful she was to me and ripped me off on divorce settlements? My daughter was abused at her hands. She threw my daughter into Scientology. She lied about saving Graceland. She lied about the idea of doing the museum. She then spent many years after my death ripping me off, using my name Presley. She even gave up the name Presley. She sold the name Presley. She sold the name Graceland. It's just, if I was Elvis, I literally would be turning in my grave with disbelief that she is being worshipped in this way.
Der Army-Zeit und eben wie es zu Ende ging. Ob sie sich erinnern kann, wie das war, da gibt es ja Filme, sehr, sehr viele Filmaufnahmen von seinem letzten Tag und wie er dann von der Goethestraße nach Frankfurt zur Airbase gebracht wurde. Wie kann sie uns das berichten aus ihrer Sicht?
Did you say this is here? All this is here right now before he leaves. Yeah, so the question would be also, do you remember how the last day was also for Elvis when he was then brought from... Yes, this is...
So I think she might mention the waving bit. There's a waving scene, isn't there? Elvis turns round to look back at her and wave at her, and there's a woman stood next to her. She makes a joke of it. Now, I have been told, I'm not saying I'm right, that the whole thing was staged. The whole thing was staged, that where Priscilla waved from wasn't even in the same place as where Elvis was getting in to the aeroplane to take off, and that when he turned around and waved, Priscilla wasn't even there. Now, I could be wrong. I'm not saying that's what happened. We don't truly know, do we? Put it in the comments, guys. Put it in the comments. Was it staged by the press? Was it even in the same place? Was it when Elvis turns around and waves? Is that a real event? I don't know, guys. I'm not saying it did or didn't happen. I'm just telling you the information that is being sent to me is that it was all set up by the press. You tell me, guys. I'm no expert.
Elvis and I were at his place here, and it was very, sad, when I knew that he was coming back. We had a nice relationship, very sweet with me, very caring. I was really the only girl that spoke English, and that's...
See, even that, I don't believe it. I don't believe she was the only girl that spoke English. I think Elvis was surrounded by loads of people, and of course, Priscilla would not have been the only one that spoke English. I just don't believe it.
Our relationship was very good because he had...
And remember, she calls it a relationship, but from what we know, they were just friends. Just friends. It was not a relationship.
someone to talk to where everyone else was, speaking German.
Someone to talk to when everyone else is speaking German. It's just bullshit. Does anyone honestly believe that everyone that was living with Elvis in that house, the rented house that he had in Bad Nueheim, couldn't speak English? He had friends and family staying with him as well. Thousands of fans, adoring fans.
It's not like now, so many of you speak English. It wasn't like that back in the day. So when he left, we'll see a row here where he's getting ready to get on the plane, and he says to me, "I will watch and I'll get to the top of the stairs."
Yeah, and I think there's a few comments here. I think Sean has just said that she went running back to her boyfriend when Elvis left. Jane said Elvis was just waving at people. Martha, she was the only one in Germany to speak English. What a joke. It's crap. Yeah, it's in it bullshit. I don't fall for this. She's making it up as she goes along. And Jane makes the point. No one would even know who she is if it wasn't for Elvis. Elaine, Priscilla has sued so many people. Michelle, she keeps repeating the same old stuff from interviews. If Elvis had lived, Salvatore, if Elvis had lived longer, everything would be different, of course. All of this is a con. This is all a con.
I'll look for you and I'll wave, okay? So I'm going to show you a piece of film that I had an interruption, meaning somebody was trying to take my place.
Now, she makes a joke about the woman stood next to her, but remember, we don't really know if this was a setup by the press. We don't know, do we?
Also der Tag, an dem Elvis Deutschland verlassen musste.
Yeah, and we drove to the airport, and he got out and went, and here we are, here I am, and walking toward the plane. He said to me, "I get to the top, I'm going to look for you and wave," okay? So here he is. Now here's the woman next to me. And he's waving to me, and look at her, she's waving. And I'm looking at who the heck are you?
So I've never heard her talk about that woman before ever. It's the first time I've ever heard her brought up that woman. So Sean has just said Lamar was there, Red was there, Charlie was there, Joe was there, Rex, Vernon, Dodger. He was never lonely, guys. The women were all hanging around, weren't they? The girl left behind? I don't think so. Elvis was seeing at least 4 different girls and was still seeing Anita Wood. So I'm just checking your comments, guys. Hi, Joanne. How are you, Joanne?
Ich glaube, es braucht nicht sehr viel Übersetzung, dass dieses Video zeigt es. Es war diese junge Dame, keiner kannte sie. Und Priscilla.
I'm trying to be nice. Oh, I should see my face.
I'll be honest with you guys, to me, it's like she does know that woman. It does seem like she knows her because she's so close to her.
And he's looking for me right now, okay?
He's looking for me right now. We don't know that, do we? We don't know that.
Before he gets up on the top of the stairs. Now he's waving right here. He's looking for me, okay? She blew it from me. I'm telling you, I was so aggravated. Who are you? Move!
Right, guys, I've only got 2 minutes left. We're going to do a part 2, okay? I'm going to walk the dogs, go for a run, all that kind of stuff, okay, guys? So we're going to do part 2. We're going to watch the second half of this interview. 2 minutes, guys.
But that was a sad day. I honestly, Elvis didn't want any tears. He wanted me to smile, and he wanted me to be up and, you know, not be grieving. But it was really hard to do because I never ever thought that I would see him again.
Hey, can I ask one question? I was wondering if you have, as we saw now this lady, do you have another crazy fan story?
And then
Right, guys, I want to leave it at that. We'll see if she's got a story. I got to go. Now, part 2 is going to have to be a bit later, but we are going to do a dog walk, stuff like that. We'll do a dog walk live. So, got to go, guys. Take care, everyone.